So welcome back to the Glassgirls network. Another bit of a match reaction here. We've actually seen our first win for Stourbridge, a competitive game. Going into this game, we've saw two great performances. We've said losing to Wolves, losing to Burnley, but still performance-wise and also result-wise, they were very impressive. We've got a few gnats flying around as well, so bear with me. But yeah, I think this is the first game where we've actually dominated the game, won the game, and also ground it out at the end as well a little bit. Kieran, first thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I thought it was really positive. Obviously, getting the first win of the season is a massive thing. But like you say, it's been coming. I think against Wolves and Burnley, I think they were very positive performances in their own right. So I think today, playing admittedly a weaker opposition in Boldmere, but still putting in that same almost level of performance and then getting that result, I think proves to the squad, to Aid, that what he's doing is working, and that these things that he's putting in place might not always work against these top teams, but the teams that we're aiming to get points against this season, there's a few names that spring to mind. But yeah, I think that's going to give him a lot of confidence, seeing what he's just seen out there today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and on that, Kev, I was saying on our radio commentary earlier, throughout the first half, we was attacking them in so many different ways, and we saw like maybe plan A, plan B in pre-season, but there was like plan C, plan D. There was like loads of different ways that we was attacking in that first half. Kev, what were your first thoughts on Stourbridge, because this is the first time you've seen them play under Aid Clements?
Yeah, it's very positive, I think, because Aid Clements is a very positive sort of manager. You don't want to be negative at all. You want to take teams on and be quick on the play going forward. Players like Tilly Phantom, I thought played superb tonight. Really positive. Freya Clark, absolute diamond in the rough, definitely from a starter point of view. And I thought as well, it's a National League Cup tie, but a great advert for this sort of level of football. You've seen a Tier 3 team and a Tier 4 team play each other, and being a good competitive like West Midlands Derby as well. But from a style point of view, you've got players like Phantom, I believe, and also Freya Clark in particular. I was very impressed with her performance this evening, and I like the way Aid's getting them set up. They've got 5 pressing forward, a lot of high pressing play, which happened in many stages in this match this evening we just watched. Good advert the competition as well. But when you've got sort of 5 players pressing higher, putting the Boldmere back line under lots of pressure than of course the 90, not giving any sort of like space to play the ball out. Very good advert for the game, and I like the way Aid set his team up. That he wants his team to try and win games, not try and hang on and like pinched draws here and there. He wants to try and win games of football, and that can only really impress the fans, and he'll get the fans more on side when he does that week in, week out for the club during the course of the season.
Absolutely, and we've seen that throughout the pre-season and the start of this season as well. Kev mentioned Freya Clark. I would love to put Freya on the thumbnail of this, however, it's a debut game. She's only officially signed social media wise today, so we haven't really got any photos of her, so we might have to put somebody else on the thumbnail. But yeah, Freya Clark, I mean, so powerful, wasn't she today?
Yeah, I mean, what a way to introduce yourself.
Debut goal.
Yeah. I mean, we know that Boldmere is a Tier 4 side, so whether she can still do what she did today against a Tier 3 side is yet to be seen. But it's really promising signs. A tough striker that gives us something different up front.
Yes.
Obviously, Mill Rogers played up front. We can stick Leonie up there. Liv as well can play in amongst that role. So yeah, it's something completely different from those three. A big, powerful attacking striker who obviously knows where the back of the net is, and could have got 2 or 3 more today. So yeah, and just from that little cameo, I'm really impressed with what I've seen.
Yeah, we spent a lot of the videos so far this season talking about the defence, talking about the goalkeeper. So let's use this opportunity to talk more about the forwards and the attacking players, because we saw a lot more of that today. Just sticking with yourself for a second, and then I'll ask Kev the same. Aid Clements' goal. I mean, that was pinpoint precision. Maybe the goalkeeper was off the line. I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll have to watch it back somehow. But that was sweet as a nut, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a brilliant goal. I think Daisy was really interesting today. Because we saw her in more of a central role almost at 10. Whereas we've sometimes been seeing her especially a lot last season out wide. So playing her in the 10 almost came as a bit of a shock to me, but clearly it's something that they've been working on, and clearly it works, because I think she was finding those little spaces in behind really well, linking up with the wingers, Shauna and Leo, and then sort of distributing towards Mill Rogers up front as well. Yeah, I think she did really, really well to link everything together. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that, because I think in the Wolves game, I'm pretty sure she played out wide, and Gwen sort of played that 10 role.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're seeing Gwen a little bit more pushed back alongside Rosie, and Daisy is being given that opportunity to play in that 10 with other people coming in out wide.
I think it's exactly what we were saying on commentary. You know, it's that midfield. That midfield three wouldn't really have thought it at the start of the season, because you never pictured Daisy to be there. But
No.
it's a great way to get some of your better players on the pitch at the same time. But it's also, is that going to work against the likes of Hull, Halifax? I think it can do, because they're lower teams where you can potentially dominate the midfield and have a bit more freedom. Whereas maybe against Burnley it wouldn't work, or somebody else. But like, that certainly worked today, and that was fantastic. Stourbridge attacking play. Was you happy with what you saw there, Kev?
Yeah, very positive actually, John, to be fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like Daisy Clements, I know from her Leafield days anyway. I know Aid and Daisy from their Leafield days, and you know, I think Daisy's one of those sort of players where you're good for him to actually run around the pitch a little bit, give him a free roll. She can hurt teams. She's got pace on her. Daisy has.
Yeah.
And more importantly, as well, she's a very intelligent player. You know, she'll drop back and do the defensive duties as anybody else. A lot of occasions, I thought the second half, she's getting the ball from deep, but creating problems anyway, and getting forward very, very quickly. And the goal she scored was an exquisite goal, wasn't it, really? I mean, you know, okay, you could argue that Whiteman was off the line a little bit, but nevertheless, Daisy knew exactly where to put the ball, and it's a cracking strike, wasn't it? And I don't know, you know, self, John, I know both teams very well. I'm an advocate of both these two of our local switchboard teams here, but I think what the key thing I do want to say is actually, tonight all of us have watched a really fantastic advert for National League football. You've got a tier 3 team and a tier 4 team tonight, both put in a good shift. They've made changes. We expect that to happen. It's the National League Cup. It's not the league duties. You know, the league is the priority of both these teams. We get that, but nevertheless, they've both shown respect towards the competition. It's been a good game of football this evening, and a great out for West Midlands non-league football, West Midlands women's football. And long may those sort of games continue, as far as I'm concerned. And here on Switchboard, we all support Star.
Yeah.
We all support Boldmere. We all support our local teams, and we love it.
Just before I finish off with yourself, Kieran, talk about Leo. Just a little bit about Boldmere. So obviously you do know Boldmere. How did they play in comparison to how they would usually play? Or was that a very good performance from Stourbridge, or was it Boldmere a little bit weaker than usual? Just so fans at home can kind of gauge. You know, was that a good Boldmere, or was that a weak Boldmere?
I think it was a good Boldmere performance. I mean, they made some changes up front. That, you know, there were certain players like Evie Billings who didn't start. You know, if this was a league game, it might have been a bit different. I get all that, and I totally understand if Cole Henry wanted to make some changes from a Boldmere perspective to give all the fringe players opportunity to put themselves in the starting lineup for maybe the next league fixture. I get that. So 1 or 2 changes. But nevertheless, I thought it was a good performance by Boldmere. I think Stour were a bit more cute on the ball, if I'm being brutally honest. But that's not a criticism of Boldmere in any shape, way or fashion, because it was a great game of football to watch. But Stourbidge had a bit more sort of cuteness on the ball going forward, and also I think, you know, a bit more pace as well. But that's a level, isn't it? When you're tier 3, you're playing tier 4, then you should be able to dominate the game. And in parts, they did control it very, very well. But fair credit to Stourbridge, they did the job tonight. Very intelligent in the second half. They knew when to sort of close the game down a little bit and be more cute on the ball. But Boldmere can't knock themselves tonight. You know, they put in a good shift tonight as well. A great advert for National League Cup as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Definitely.
100%. And Leo Joyce, as I was walking around at half time, a lot of fans were saying, "Oh, Leo's putting in a good shift." A lot of people thought that throughout the season already, but we haven't really had a chance to speak about too much. Saw a bit of fire today as well, didn't we? I don't know if you saw it because you was on the other side, but like this booking right in front of us here.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell what that was for, to be honest.
Oh, so basically, a Boldmere player, I can't remember who it was, threw the ball at Leo, and then Leo throwed it back, but a bit more aggressively off the back. Me personally, I just find it even harder.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't say that. But ignore that. That's just what I basically wanted to say is she played with a lot of intensity today, getting pushed around a little bit, but she held herself strong, and I could see that like every time that she got knocked down, it motivated her to do even better. And the second half, you know, down here making some of these runs, I was really impressed. Just your thoughts on Leo before we go?
Yeah, I think she did really, really well today. I think it's definitely her best game that I've seen her play in a Stourbridge shirt so far. But just being able to get on the ball and drive forward and actually, you know, attempt to hurt teams. We saw a few times, a few dangerous balls whipped into the box towards Mill Rogers and I think it was Jess Hood just towards the end there. So yeah, I think she's obviously a really explosive player, a lot of pace. a lot of end product as well. So I think this was a really, really good opportunity for her to showcase that, and I think she did really, really well with it.
Can you see her playing more out wide as opposed to the number 9 going forward, with now Freya Clark looking very strong?
Yeah, definitely. I think the potentially minus Freya, as she is sort of an out-and-out striker. I think the joy that we have with our front four is I could see any one of them playing those positions. So I think Mill Rogers could easily drop back into that role we saw Daisy play today, and also play out wide. Whereas Leonie could also go up front. So yeah, I think it's really interesting that we've got options. So if one structure isn't working for whatever reason, we can switch it around and go to something else. So yeah, I definitely do think it's an option for Aid to play that role for her.
Excellent. Look, guys, we're going to carry on talking about this all night, and I'm sure we will off camera. Kev, first of all, thanks for inviting me on to Switch Sport.
Always a pleasure, John. Always a pleasure.
Just give Switch Sport a bit of a shout out and how they can listen to the commentary going forward.
Yeah, you can always catch us on switchradio.co.uk. You can get us on Twitter or X is called nowadays, @SwitchSport. And you can get us on Instagram as well, instagram.com/SwitchSport1075. And just keep in touch, guys. We care passionately about all our West Midlands clubs. We care passionately about non-league and women's football. And we love the Glassgirls, we love the Bikes, we love all our local teams. And if you want to catch any women's football coverage on Switch Sports, we're always there for you, because we are your home of the National League.
There you go.
Well said.
Bosh.
Booyakasha!